Praise God, bro.
YouTube, what's going on? What's up with y'all? Look, what's the word, YouTube? What's the word, you thizzle? What's the word, you tizzle? What's the word, you? What's going on, man? Hey, man, today, man, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? We back. I ain't gonna lie, this last Americans Living Abroad video I did, it was a lot of people pissed off in the comments, man. People keep telling me that I'm putting on an act, I'm putting on a show. No, bro. If you think I'm dumb, I'm dumb to you. If you think I'm smart to you. This is not no act, bro. This is like, how can you look? This is what I'm saying. How can you make it to be a grown adult and then look at somebody on go and then have these different and you have mature, you know what I'm saying, conversations with people and meet all types of people on your journey in life, and then come across me on the internet and then think that, like, how can you not tell that this is me and me? I'm being who I genuinely am, bro. How can you not look at me and tell, dude? It's like I'm not no actor, bro. I don't act on this channel, bro. You could tell by mannerisms and the way that my voice changes, how I talk, and you know what I'm saying, the dynamics of my volume of my voice, and the way that I look at the camera, that this is who I'm being me. I'm not on here lying to y'all, bro. I'm not putting on a show, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If I think, oh yeah, Lombardia or whatever country is somewhere unknown and I don't know where that's at, I genuinely don't know where that's at. Or if I say an opinion, that's my genuine opinion, bro. I'm not on here lying or, you know what I'm saying, doing shit for entertainment, bro. I know we gonna get 1 million subscribers regardless, bro. I don't have to put on no show, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what other reactors be doing, but I know this is all, so, you know what I'm saying, just please understand that, you know what I'm saying, get that out the way first. But I know last time I did one of these videos, the comments was like, bro, people was like, just damn near. I ain't gonna say, nah, I ain't gonna say there was. I don't think people get mad over like internet shit. I don't think people was mad in the comments, but they was like, I guess not saying like nice things and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like just getting upset or getting like, just saying like critiques and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which I understand. I don't think everything gonna be nice, and I'm used to not being liked anyway. So I want to see, we're going to watch another Americans Living Abroad. First time you realized America really messed you up. Let's see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to defend America regardless, bro, because I know these people in this video, I know they're dragging it, bro. Y'all might not think they are, but I know. It's like, bro, the last video, somebody said, oh, yeah, this lady said, so how, something about some Australia or something. And I'm like, bro, no, I don't believe that shit. Like, I just know how people are. When people tell a story, they one side that shit so much, and I just know, especially like female. No disrespect to the ladies, but bro, y'all ladies, when y'all tell stories, you gotta like take that with it. You know how you already gotta take that shit with a grain of salt. When the female tell a story, especially in front of like a camera to where they know people are gonna be watching, you have to take that with the extra grain of like my fault, like very, very, you know what I'm saying, grain of salt, bro. You have to like barely, damn it, don't even believe it, like believe 2% of what you hear down there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just know from my personal experiences in life and people, I know how people are, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what's going on, bro. Let's get it. I just know people just be lying, bro. People just be lying, bro.
What is one time?
And I know at least one of these videos I've seen, I'm going to see in this video, at least one is going to exaggerate the truth, bro. I know.
That made you realize that America really...
So I've been living in New Zealand for...
I mean, it's good they exaggerate the truth anyway because they're exaggerating it so it can be more entertaining. I understand. I know what's going on.
Last 4 years, and at work there was an American flag. So I've been living in New Zealand for the last 4 years, and at work there was an...
My fault. Everything I was saying applies to the dumbest things Americans have said to you. Everything that I was saying applies to the dumbest things Americans said to you. My fault. That's a whole different topic.
American flag, and I jokingly went and put my hand over my heart and said the Pledge of Allegiance, and everyone was kind of like, what is that? And I was like, oh, it's the Pledge of Allegiance. So basically growing up every day at school at like 9 o'clock or whatever, we would all stand up and the whole class would recite the Pledge of Allegiance with our hands over our hearts to the American flag in the corner of the room. And
I'm hearing that, honestly, and that sounds like brainwashing. Now that I'm hearing that sounds like, bro, we literally used to pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. But that sounds like down there brainwashing when you really think about that. That's crazy.
My coworkers were like, what? And you know, when you say it out loud, it sounds a bit culty.
Yeah.
If you're an American,
damn, that's I never thought about that, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. I thought it was just normal. Like, we just accepted it growing up because everybody was doing it. And the people before us was doing it. People before them was doing it. And the kids under us is doing it. Damn.
currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really...
So when I was in high school, I was a lifeguard, and during my lifeguard training, they taught us that before we even administered first aid or CPR, we had to ask for consent to avoid being sued. Now fast forward a couple of years, and I'm in London as a waitress, and my company sends me to go do CPR training. And while I'm there, they go over the same stuff that I learned in the States, but I notice that they're completely glossing over this one particular area. So I raise my hand and I ask, what are the laws here? Like, how do you avoid being sued if something goes wrong? To which every single person in the room starts laughing at me and says, oh, you're American, right? Yeah, no one here is gonna sue you.
Yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? They probably go, I ain't gonna lie, if you kiss an American that's drowning and save his life or save her life, she probably gonna try to be a part of the Me Too movement, bro. She gonna, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, it's tragic over here, bro.
You for trying to save their life.
An American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really
So in the U.S., I regularly get pneumonia. Sometimes I get like pneumonia.
Yeah, I get pneumonia annually too. It's crazy.
And bronchitis, but pretty much all, you know, like clockwork, I get it. I had just moved to Scotland for my master's, and I was coming down with a respiratory infection like I do every year. It was just the early onsets of pneumonia, but like normally I wait to the point of where I'm like literally unable to breathe before I go to the doctor because it's expensive in the US. Well, here I was like, you know what, I'm here. I paid for the NHS. Let me go get it. Saw a doctor, gave me a prescription. I went to the pharmacy to pick up my medication, something that I literally would not be able to afford with my minimum wage job and being a full-time student. They gave it to me for free because it was necessary, and I almost cried in the pharmacy. Like tears were welling in my eyes.
Just one time that...
I ain't gonna lie, you was about to cry. It ain't that deep though, where you know what I'm saying, you over here crying about. I ain't gonna lie, if you in America, bro, you gotta deal with these bills, you gotta suck it up and, you know what I'm saying, man up and pay them bills, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you go to a different country and they don't gotta pay the bills, then don't pay the bills then, like, and then accept it for free. Like, you just gotta take the cards that's dealt with you, bro. You can't, you know what I'm saying, be complaining about it over here. Like, that's what I'm saying. I like the fact that it's hard over here because if you can make it in America, you can make it anywhere, bro. You can make it anywhere, man. Like, all these things that's held, all these things that's, you know what I'm saying, put in place to hold you down and keep you down, that's held against you, especially if you black too, you know what I'm saying, you a goat in my eyes. So he over there crying. Why are you crying, bro?
that made you realize that America really messed you up.
Okay, so I live in New York now, but I used to live in England, and one time I was out at this bar with my friends, and these two cops walked by. And one of my friends was like, oh, I wonder why there are cops out right now. And I looked at the cops, and I got really confused, and I was like, those are cops? And my friends were like, yeah. And I was like, they don't have guns. And everyone was like, why would they?
I couldn't imagine that, bro. Imagine going to a different country and you see cops and they don't have no guns, bro. They have no guns. And then you ask why they don't have guns, and then everybody's looking at you like you're crazy, like you're the weird one. Damn. Yeah, this opened my eyes, bro. This is crazy.
They have guns. They were like so aghast at that question. And I was realized in that moment that, and learned that guns, there are so few guns in the UK, and it's such not an issue.
Bro, I can't believe that, bro. I can't even fathom that, bro. Your guns are so... How does the whole country barely have any guns, bro? How is, like, no criminals... How is, like, barely any criminals have guns? How is... Bro, I can't even fathom that, bro. That don't even seem real, bro. Because all these guns that's getting made in the world, how is it not slipping this way into the UK? How is it not... And hold on. Nah, okay, I was gonna say, nah, they don't have guns. Because I was gonna say, them drill rappers in the UK be talking about, like, killing and stuff, but I'm thinking about it, they be talking about stabbing, so they don't be talking about guns like that. So even I would think they would be getting guns legally shipped and stuff, but apparently they don't. It's crazy how it's all these guns in the world. I would assume that some from America would overflow and make its way to UK and Germany and Canada and all these places, but it's just America. Like, it's crazy, bro.
That like the everyday cop does not carry a gun.
That is crazy, bro.
And I was just, there are houses.
So how do they like get authority, bro? Like, if you point a gun at somebody, they're gonna do what you tell them to do. If you're a cop and you don't have a gun, what do they use for authority? A baton? Like, they have a stick? Okay, the civilian can have a stick too. Now what? Like how do they, or do the civilians just listen? What?
Houses in America that have seen more guns in them than a fresh vegetable. It blew my fucking mind. I think about it all the time.
That's crazy, bro.
I hate guns so much. I hate guns so much.
If you're an American...
Bro, what the fuck? Okay, I can tell you hate guns, like, for real.
I hate guns
why did he just do that?
So much. I hate guns so much.
Bro, why did he just do that, bro?
I hate guns so much. I hate guns so much. I hate guns so much. I hate guns so much.
If you're an American...
See, that's funny, bro. That's entertaining, bro. Look, that's why I love my Americans, bro. You know what I'm saying? We just funny like that. Bro.
American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really...
It's hilarious. One more time, one more time.
I hate guns so much. I hate guns so much.
If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really...
In the US, I could not let my 11-year-old son go outside and play by himself. Someone would call the cops or something would legitimately happen to him, and so there was no way.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, I ain't letting my 11-year-old jit go outside by herself or herself neither. Like, I ain't leaving my jit in the store by herself. I ain't walking away from them in the store. All these creeps, you know what I'm saying? I be saying, like, I can see it now, like, it's a fat, oversized, like, dude with a fat beer gut, right? And glasses and, like, a nasty, fading, receding, crazy, like, you know what I'm saying, balding hair and hairline, right? And he got a dingy, white, nasty, big shirt, like white tee with the white, you know what I'm saying, nasty stains on it, all type of chest hair, big baggy boot cut jeans, and like some nasty, like brown boots on, right? And he always doing this with his glasses and stuff. And I leave my like 11-year-old pretty ass daughter, because my daughter gonna be very pretty. My 11-year-old pretty ass daughter, you know what I'm saying, in the store or something, or like in a bread aisle while I make it right, and I forget that she's like, or whatever, some things happen, right? And he sees it and he takes advantage, and he just walks up and then grab her, scoop her, cover her mouth, and he just runs outside the store, throw her in the back seat, tie her up, you know what I'm saying, put her hands together, put some tape over her mouth, and then now my daughter's gone. I can see that happening.
And when I moved to Germany, my husband, who's a German national, suggested that he go outside and play by himself because we would not have to worry.
If you're an American...
It ain't no kidnappers in Germany. I ain't gonna lie, I still wouldn't trust it, bro. Honestly, like, America just makes you be on guard all the time. It makes you just be on your P's and Q's, and it makes you just like be aware of your surround. Like, it makes you just be aware, man. You have to, like, man, you know what I'm saying?
And currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really...
So I didn't realize this until I moved abroad, but Americans have a very strange concept of freedom. Like, when you're growing up, you're always told that America is such an amazing place, and, you know, it's the land of the free, home of the brave, but, yeah. Like, I keep hearing these criticisms from people like, oh, yeah, but America has the most freedom. Wow, yeah, freedom. I mean, there may be a few exceptions or nuances, but in the UK, you're still free. Like, that is the biggest lie that Americans are ever told, that there aren't other free places.
I think the main thing what separates America from other places, to me, at least what I think, is freedom of speech. Like, that's what I be thinking, man. That's what I think we really can hold. That's what I think we really hold over everybody's heads. Like, we can speak freely on our politicians and stuff. I don't know if the UK, you guys can do that over there or not. But I know we definitely can over here for sure.
Like, I don't understand. And if I'm
I
being
just assume that
perfectly
you guys
honest, I
can't.
feel like the concept is kind of destroying American democracy. How ironic. Like, they need to kind of understand that they need to work on things to make themselves better and more free for their citizens.
My client's
It's
life
like-
isn't too.
It's crazy how the citizens, we don't know that, but the government does know. But the government is not gonna. The government is obviously not. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the government is people too, though. So if the citizens is not free, the government is not, like, the people that's in the government, because the government is people. Like, the government is a system, but the government is, it has people living in it, right, or working for it and stuff, right? So that means if the people is not free, that means that the people in the government is not free too, because they're a part of the people. So why don't they just make it free, like make it actually free, so then they can be free too? That just crossed my mind right
Currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Okay, so I'm not currently living abroad, but I did live in Australia for a few months. And one night while I was there, I got a little bit too crazy, and I ended up on public transportation without a phone. And I had to find my way back to my apartment, and I got lost.
Nah, we ain't gonna just breeze over that. Like, what do you mean you got a little? This is what I was talking about in the beginning. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. You know what I'm saying? What does she mean? She got a little bit too crazy. Like, then you go from 0 to 100. You went from being in Australia to being lost, and now you in. It sound like you in a like a Taken movie or something. Like, you know, the Taken series. It sound like you in a movie or something. Now you lost on a public transportation with no phone, no nothing. Like, how did you just get from that to that? Like, she just skipped over that whole. No, tell us what happened. How did that happen? You know, did you get too what?
And I had to find my way back up on public transportation without
And she's saying it like it's just so normal out there.
a phone. And I had to find my way back to my apartment, and I got lost. And while I got off the tram to get onto a different tram to take me home, a like middle-aged gentleman came up to me, and I immediately went into attack mode, and I was like going to kill him. And he was like, no, I was just going to tell you which tram to take to get back to Preston. And that was when I realized that in Australia...
She was literally going to kill him, y'all. She was literally going to... This is what I was talking about in the beginning of my video, man. You know, this is literally a perfect example. You know what I'm saying? That's why I really just don't like hearing stories like that's getting told with this, like, tone and everything. Like, this, from this... delivery, you know what I'm saying? Because I really just don't know, it's just so much, it's so many holes in this story, it's so many like red flags and questions and just hyperboles in this story, man. You know what I'm saying?
Australia, I didn't need to be afraid. Like, granted, take precautions, but I didn't need to be afraid.
I don't even want to know what she about to say, bro, because I don't even, you know what I'm saying?
Currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America...
So I don't live abroad anymore, but for half of 2018, I lived in Germany, and I have so many stories. The town that I lived in had like a main plaza area, and there was a cafe in that plaza, so a couple of my other American friends and I decided to try it out one day, and there was a construction site nearby. We heard a really loud bang, and, you know, we kind of assumed that someone had fired a gun, and so we, like, ducked for cover, and then we were looking around frantically, trying to find, like, a place that we could run to or hide to get out of the situation, and then we realized that no one had shot a gun. No, it was a loud bang from the construction site. That's it. That's all it was. We'd been speaking in English, and we all have really obvious American accents, so all the Germans around us gave us these really sad looks, like, oh, these poor, poor Americans.
An American currently living abroad, what is one...
I don't think there's nothing to be down about as an American, because if those Germans grew up in America, they would do this. They would be the same way too. They would be the same way. So it's like, you can't. I don't think there's nothing to be bad about, because this thing, because I ain't gonna lie, Germans, if y'all come over here to America with that same mindset, like, oh yeah, it's not a gun, or you come over here like, oh yeah, it's nothing, and then say if it really is a gun, then we're gonna look at you like, oh, that poor German, he should have, how did he not know? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's the same on both ends of the book, bro. Because if you come over here thinking that this country is just as, I guess, easy as your country is, then then you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Then you're wrong.
One time that made you realize that America really messed you.
But really,
okay,
it's like,
so I moved to Sweden. And when I got here, I wasn't feeling too well, so I went to the doctor, and the doctor recommended that I get an EKG, an electrocardiogram. Now, instead of worrying about my health, my first reaction was, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can get one of them.
we know how that's gonna end. It was free healthcare, and she was surprised because it was free. Instead of paying all this money, it would have been money, but she got it for free. We know how that's gonna.
America really messed you up.
I pride myself on being an American. I didn't make it out before COVID, but I went to Norway, and I fell in love with Norway. I read about it, researched it, and I was like, I've got to visit first. And I only went for a week, and it was for the Inferno Metal Festival. And for the first time in my life, I was actually called an American. They didn't assume where I was from. And there was this beautiful Norwegian elder, and she says, "God påske." And I said, "Beklager, jeg snakker litt norsk." And I said, basically, she said, "Happy Easter." And I said, "I'm sorry, I don't speak a lot of Norwegian." And she goes, "Oh, you're an American." And she didn't worry about her purse. She didn't look at me sideways. And I cried. I cried when I left because for the first time, I was able to be just an American. I didn't even hardly drink, didn't do anything crazy.
That's the thing, bro. Look, I can't wait to go overseas and then just see. I just don't like. People are gonna look at you crazy because you're American. Like, so say I go over somewhere, and oh yeah, I'm American. They're gonna quench their person. Like, they're gonna like think twice. I just don't see that happening. Like, people are not. I don't think people are scared of Americans. Like, like, are y'all scared of them? Like, do y'all like not trust Americans and stuff, or do y'all like just think they are in a bubble? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it dangerous? Is it a dangerous sign to have American, like, is it a target everywhere you go? Like, is it a red? It's like everywhere you go, you got like a fucking, you know what I'm saying, a danger sign on your back for having that American like name on you or something. Like, how does that work in other countries?
An American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really...
So during the first lockdown, we have an elderly neighbor, and we would go and check in on her every once in a while and like get her groceries if she needed. And progressively, she started not be able to breathe very well. And we knew it wasn't COVID because she had it before. But like at one point it was like she couldn't even get to the door without like literally not being able to breathe and having to sit down. So my partner decided that we needed to call an ambulance for her and get her to the hospital pronto. And when he told me that he was going to call an ambulance, the first thing that I said was, "Are you sure? Can she afford an ambulance? Like we could just drive her." And it wasn't until my partner looked at me like, and that it clicked that, oh, that's not a worry here. And then I went upstairs and cried because it really smacked me in the face.
But why is everybody crying, bro? Why is everybody crying? Are they really crying, or are they just saying that? Is that just an expression? And if it is an expression, why is that an expression? Like, everybody's just crying. Like, are they really crying? And if so, why? Like, what are y'all crying for? But if they not crying, why even say that you're crying for? Because it doesn't... Saying that you're crying doesn't, like, it doesn't make the story sound better. It doesn't justify nothing. It's just a random statement thrown out there. And if you're lying about you crying, why even say it? Like, because we, like, you know what I'm saying, we get the point. Why say that you're crying? And if you did cry, why are you crying for?
Is that as Americans,
I'm only saying that because, like, bro, literally damn near 4 people in this video have said that so far. I'm noticing that.
We are conditioned to not worry about someone's health first, but to worry about whether or not they can financially afford to see a doctor and get help.
An American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you?
So I moved to Germany in 2018 as a study abroad student, and I had a nice apartment that was on the ground floor with a nice patio, a big door that opened that led to the patio. And I was minding my own business in bed one day. The door was wide open. I had my noise-canceling headphones on, and I heard these really loud banging noises coming from outside that weren't very far. And I'm like, that's not a firework or a firecracker. It can't be. I freak out because as an American, I'm like, I'm about to get shot. Somebody is shooting up all of the student apartments right now. So I call all of my friends and I'm like, did you hear that? Am I crazy? Do we need to call the police and whatever? And they're like, I don't know, but yeah, maybe call your boyfriend who's German and like ask him. So I call my boyfriend and I'm like, watching, we just heard this stuff, like what's going on? And he's like, not to worry, here in Germany we don't have shooters. Those are probably just firecrackers. And I'm just like, I'm damaged. Like, we are all damaged and freaking out about freaking firecrackers. We think we're gonna get shot up.
What is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Hey, I live in Ireland and I've lived most of my adult life here. I moved to Ireland in 1995. My teenage daughter was born here many years ago, and when she was born, I spent 2 nights in hospital before she was born. I had an emergency cesarean section, and then I spent a further 6 nights afterwards. The total cost to me was $0. I kept asking them, like, are you sure no one wants my credit card? Like, do you want my details so you can send me the bill? And they would just like laugh, like, oh, you're American, there's no bill. So 8 nights in hospital, emergency procedure, $0 bill.
Bro, that sounds like a dream.
American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Okay, I have another one. When I was studying in Spain, we had our orientation the first week of classes, and our program director sat us all down and had to explain our health insurance to us and how it worked. And basically it worked that you paid like €1,000 for the semester and you got health insurance, like free health insurance for everything, covered everything. And she had to sit us down and she had this big group of Americans in a room and she was like, listen, if you are sick, go to the doctor. And we were all like, yes. And she was like, no, like Americans don't go to the doctor. You won't go to the doctor when you're sick. So I have to tell you every year to do this, and still kids will just put off going to the doctor because you're used to just like pushing through illness. No matter what it is, I don't care if it's a cold, go to the doctor. And she had to actually like spell that out for us.
What's a really weird thing that your body does that you're not sure anybody else's body does?
Since I was a little kid, I've been able to do this with my hands. Basically, I can crack all my fingers all the time, anytime. Watch.
Oh, yeah, that's it with that video. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to see that, man. Bro, it's crazy, man. You're gonna see me on one of these TikTok videos one day talking about what America, you know what I'm saying, how it really messed me up. But honestly, man, I take pride in being American, man. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like how people think we dumb or something. They think we slow, bro. Like, we are not dumb people, bro. We are not dumb people, bro. If anything, Americans is actually, we are very intelligent, man. We're very smart, bro. Especially the ones that wake up out the Matrix, man. If you can wake up out the Matrix in America, bro, man, like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying? You're a GOAT in my eyes, bro. That's how I look at it, because the system that's over here, bro, if you're a GOAT, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that was in that video, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to America, shout out to Germany, shout out to Italy, shout out to all these different countries. That's all I got to say. Make sure y'all niggas like, subscribe, come on, brands come every single day. Let me know what I should watch next. You know what I'm saying? I'm gone. Let's get it. We out, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.